are here, and I'm really glad Debbie braved our Arctic blast and came and joined us today. But I do feel that I should warn you. This lady, Debbie, watch out. She's a seed planter. I thought it was 5 years ago, maybe it was 4, that she came up here planting seeds at Calvary's Tuesday morning Bible study. And she explained NBS2GO and led us through a sample lesson. And I still remember the lesson was from John 8, and I actually remember what I learned that morning. And I found it was an interesting and easy approach that brought new insights. But I didn't think I would get involved. But you know what? I didn't think about the seeds she was planting. Several years passed with other Bible studies and commitments, and you would think by then the seeds had blown away. But you're wrong. Watch out. They were just lying dormant, waiting for the right season for the Holy Spirit to water them. So a year ago this past summer, I was walking my neighborhood as I often do to get exercise, and the thoughts of Debbie came to mind. And I found myself praying over my neighborhood as I walked. And then I bumped into my good friend Sue, and we started just chatting with each other. And then I said, you know, I've been thinking about this NBS, and I told her about it. And she said, well, I'll pray for you, but I don't have time to get involved. She's involved in quite a few ministries. I should have warned her about the seeds. Well, our small group of neighbors began to meet last fall, and we used the light study, acrostic study. There were about 4 of us some weeks, 7 others. But it was a small group, but it was evident that God had his hand on this. One of the ladies had gone to church a lot of her life, but we found she came the first time and she had a brand new Bible. She said, well, at my church, they explained the Bible. I never thought I should read it or could read it or understand it on my own. So I just bought my first Bible. And she was a grandma. She had never owned one. And she was an amazing woman who began to share the insights that God had given her. One of them I'll always remember. She said she loved how the Holy Spirit was like a rushing wind, and that when the breeze passed over her now as she walked in the summer, it always reminded her of God's presence. That was cool. Well, Sue did join me, and she is my partner in prayer and help now, and also wonderful baked goods every Tuesday morning. Sue and I came together here to this luncheon to hear Debbie again, just to be inspired. I didn't realize she was flinging around slightly different seeds last year. Seeds about a Christmas coffee. Well, this time the seeds landed on both Sue and I and sprouted quickly. Sure, we would do a Christmas coffee. And a few days later, we met at my house, prayed, because we've been praying through this. I agree with you, prayer is the most important thing. And we looked up the NBS2GO website, which I love, by the way, for your resources. And we had ideas for an invitation, which we downloaded and put our information on. Sue's dear husband printed 50 invitations for us. I thought he was being rather ambitious, and we began handing them out, hoping and praying for 8 to 10 ladies to come. Well, the first RSVP made me aware of a detail we missed, one that turned out to be God-appointed. My neighbor Marcy called and left a message. Thanks for the invite, we're coming, looking forward to it, what can I bring? I listened twice, we are coming? Before I called her back, I looked at our carefully planned invite. Yes, we had forgotten one word, ladies' neighborhood Christmas coffee. Ladies, Marcy and Jack were both coming. I called Sue, we would need more cookies. We had prayed and hoped for 8 to 10 ladies to come, and they did, and so did 9 men. A recent widower lingered to tell us how good it was to go out and see his neighbors again. He had been so lonely. Another visitor came that morning with a mom of 4 who was dealing with serious medical problems. That morning at the coffee, she said, because we handed out little packages with invitations to come on Tuesday morning, she said, "I'd really like to come to that." A month later, she did. She only came that one time between January and May, but that one visit led to prayer support, cards, meals, and genuine love from the ladies she met that morning. In fact, this dear lady has gone through gastroparesis and cancer, and when she was asked at Lemon Holton, "Who's your support group?" she said, "Tuesday morning, Bible study." She continues to struggle hard. She's been in the hospital a lot this past year. 2 weeks ago, she came again with her mom. Her testimony of God's faithfulness blessed our faith walk so much. And this is an important point. Our prayers lifted for her, her mom, and her family don't depend on their attendance. My mom used to tell me, little is much when God is in it. Give him your loaf. Give him your one little fish. Don't worry about the outcome. Just be faithful. A week ago, we studied in our neighborhood Bible study, we studied Joshua and about Jericho. Like Joshua, we've learned to watch for the vision, walk in obedience, and wait on God to take down the walls. These seeds Debbie plants begin with a vision of what God can do and through us in our neighborhoods. When we begin walking around the walls in our neighborhood and we begin silently praying, waiting, then we see God take down walls of loneliness, fear, doubt, and build up his kingdom, multiply blessings to our neighbors, and grow our faith. So I'm glad you're here. I'm glad Debbie came back. But don't say I didn't warn you. These seeds she plants, they're not ordinary seeds. They're wall-breaking, heart-lifting, hope-giving, heaven-sent seeds. Thank you, Debbie, for being a faithful seed planter for Jesus.